Hey, good morning, grade 5. How are you today? Today is Tuesday, 7 April. Our lesson is comparative and superlative adjectives. Remember when we took the adjective lesson, we said that the adjective is a word that describes a noun. Adjective is a word that describes a noun. Remember, for example, the tall girl or the green door, we are describing a noun. Today we will study about something, sorry, we will study about something called comparative. What do I mean by comparative? In comparative, we are comparing. And what do I mean by superlative? Also, we are comparing, but here we are comparing between two things, and we are comparing between more than two things. Let's start with comparative adjectives. Let's start with comparative adjectives. So I told you, in adjectives, we are describing a noun. Don't forget that. Please, the comparative adjective compare two people or two places or two things or two groups. So in comparative adjectives, I'm comparing between two things. Again, in comparative adjectives, we are comparing between only two nouns. Okay? Let's have an example. Sarah is taller than Maha. Here, where is the adjective, the comparative adjective? Taller. Here I'm comparing between Sarah and Maha. That Sarah is taller than Maha. I'm describing Sarah that she's taller than Maha. So here, this is the adjective comparing between two nouns, and that's it. Now, what we will do when we want to compare between two nouns, what shall we do to the adjective? Add ER to most short adjective to make comparative form. If my adjective has one or two syllables, I will add ER. Again, if my adjective has one or two syllables, I will add ER when I'm comparing between two, like here, taller. Let's have another example. The earth is larger than the moon. The earth is larger than the moon. Here I'm comparing between two nouns, the earth and the moon. I'm saying that the earth is larger, so what did I do here? Large is one, but I have here one syllable. Large. So I will add ER, larger. Now you'll tell me, teacher, if we have more than one or two syllables, what should we do? If you are saying that adding ER is wrong, we should use more or less with longer adjectives. So with longer adjectives, we will use more or less. Let's have an example. A rose is more beautiful than a daisy. I'm comparing here between a rose and daisy. Here I'm saying that the rose is more beautiful. I can't say beautifuler. Of course, no. This is more than two syllables. So what shall we do? We should add more. When I'm comparing between two nouns, I will add more or less. It depends on the meaning. So a rose is more beautiful than a daisy. So if we want to use less, if I want to use less, I will say a daisy is less beautiful than a rose. Here the opposite meaning, so I will use less. Did you notice that? Another example. The red jacket is less expensive than the yellow one. Here I have more than one syllable and I'm comparing between two nouns. So I will not use ER, I will use less or more. It depends on the meaning. The red jacket is less expensive than the yellow one. If I want to put more instead of less, let's see how we will make the sentence. The yellow jacket is more expensive than the red one. So it depends on the meaning to use more and less. But we use more and less when we have when we are comparing between two nouns, and when I have more than two syllables in my adjective. Please concentrate with me, page 5. Now let's talk about the superlative adjective. Superlative adjective. We were discussing together how we can make changes to the adjective when we are comparing between two nouns. Now I will compare between more than two, three or more. What shall we do? When we are comparing between three or more nouns, or three or more people, three or more places, or things, or groups, what shall we do? Let's see. I'm the shortest person in my family. I'm the shortest person in my family. So I'm talking about myself. I'm comparing myself to the rest of the family members. So here I'm comparing between more than, for sure, more than two. So what did I do here? Notice, what do I have at the end? The word root is short. What did I add here? Notice. Let's see. Add est to most short adjectives. What do I mean by short adjectives? Short adjectives that has one or two syllables to make superlative form. So we will add est when we are comparing more than two nouns. Add est when you have short adjectives to make superlative form. Superlative form, I'm comparing between three or more nouns. Let's have another example. Jupiter is the biggest planet on our solar system. Here I'm also comparing Jupiter to the rest of the planets in the solar system. So Jupiter is the biggest. Look, what did I add? I add est and I double the G. I will explain later when we will double. Now, some adjective, girls, as we said in the comparative, has more than two syllables, 3 or 4. So what we will do when we have more than two syllables and I have superlative adjective. In comparative adjective, we said that we will use more and less. But in superlative adjectives, we will use most or least. Most or least. So use most or least with longer adjectives. Use most or least with longer adjectives. Let's see an example. This is the most interesting book I have ever read. Between all the books that I have read in my whole life, this was the most interesting one. It's wrong to say interest. How come? I have more than two syllables here. So I will use most. So this is the most interesting book I have ever read. If I want to use least, so I will give the opposite meaning. Okay? Jerry is the least worried about the game. Between all the people who's playing, between all the players who's playing now, Jerry is the least worried between them. Okay, so here, what did I do? I didn't add est, I add least. Okay, so don't forget that. Important rules you have to remember always. When do we change the Y into I? When we are using ER and EST. When do we change the Y into I? When we are using ER and EST. For two syllables, adjectives that end with consonant plus Y. Two syllables with consonant Y. Change the Y into I and add ER or EST. Look, EZ, two syllables. And I have here consonant, then Y. If I want to make EZ comparative or superlative by adding ER or EST, what shall I do? Cross the Y and add I, then ER or EST. Same for busy, busy, early. I have two syllables here, and before the Y, I have here consonant, the S, and in early I have the L. The L is consonant as well. So what I will do, cross the Y and add I. Then complete with ER or EST. It depends on the sentence. If I'm comparing between two or more than two. Another rule you have to remember, when we will add ER or EST, sometimes we will double the last letter. When we will double the last letter? When we have one syllable adjective with final three-letter consonant. When I have one syllable adjective with last three letters, those last three letters supposed to be what? Consonant, vowel, consonant. One syllable, the last three letters, consonant, vowel, consonant. What I will do? Double the last letter, like big. Big, if we want to make it comparative, it will become bigger. Double G-E-R. Biggest, double G-E-S-T. Patter, double T. Why? I have one syllable word with consonant, vowel, consonant. Patter, double T-E-R or double T-E-S-T. The same for this. We double all the consonants except W, X, Y. When we have W, X, Y, no need to double. Even if we have one syllable with consonant, vowel, consonant, with W, X, Y, we will not double, okay? Now, again, to remind you, before we make a quick revision, the last thing that you have to be careful about. Some adjective, girls, when we want to make it comparative and superlative, we don't add ER or EST. We change the whole word. Like remember in irregular noun, when we are changing, for example, a person to people, same. Some irregular adjectives, we change it when we are making the comparative form and superlative form. Like what? Like good. It's incorrect to say gooder, for sure not. We will change it because this word is irregular adjective. We will make it better if I'm comparing between two things, and if I'm comparing between more than two things, I will say the best. Bad, worse or worst, the worst. Little, less and least. Many, more, most, much, more, most. But this is the most common word that we are using, good and bad. You have to remember that good, better than best, and bad, worse and worst. Okay, class? So this is the irregular adjectives. Quick revision, we were saying that adjective is to compare, is to describe a noun. We were studying today about comparative and superlative. In comparative, we are comparing between two nouns. When we are comparing between two nouns, we will add ER. When we have Y, consonant Y, two syllables, consonant Y, we will cross the Y and add I, then ER. If we have more than two syllables, we will not add ER, we will add before the adjective more or less. It depends on the meaning to add more or less. Now, superlative. Superlative, we are comparing we are comparing three and more than three. So this is superlative. When we are comparing between the three nouns and more, we will add EST if we have 1 to 2 syllables in my adjective. If I have 2 syllables with Y and before the Y consonant, same. I will cross the Y and add I, then EST. If my adjective has more than 2 syllables, what I will do in the superlative, I will use before the adjective most or least. Most or least. So this is the lesson of today, superlative and comparative adjectives.
Hi, teacher.
Grade 5. Nice and fast.
What, teacher?
Ala, stop writing on my screen.
Hi, teacher. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Teacher,
Start answering the readers and writers.
What teacher?
Page number 352.
Thank you.
300.
352.
300.
300.
Okay.
I open it.
Me too.
Okay, grade 5. Let's start.
Okay.
The first question is complete the table. Add ER or EST. Sometimes we will add ER or EST. We will add more or most. Let's see. In comparative, I have primitive. You see, primitive. What I will do?
Less.
I have more than 2 syllables. So what I will do in the comparative?
Did you
I
put less?
Huh?
We will put less and more.
They didn't ask you to put less. They asked you to put more or most.
Yes, more and most. More primitive and most primitive.
Yes. In comparative, we will add more. Primitive and in superlative.
What does primitive mean?
I'll tell you. In superlative, we will add most primitive. Okay, think about the next one. Number 3 and 4. Before we move to number 3 and 4, the meaning of primitive is something simple and something natural. And now great. Great.
Okay.
Great. What do you think? How I will change great in the comparative and superlative?
More greatest.
Why more great, Sarah? More great is wrong.
I got confused.
Greater and greatest.
Greatest. Is it okay if you unmute something?
Sorry?
Is it okay if you unmute something?
If I was?
Mute something.
Unmute.
I'm so sorry. Let's take the girls who are muted.
Thank you.
Okay. You can participate now. I'm sorry. You can unmute yourself as well. Okay, class? Now, calm. What do you think the answer will be for calm in comparative and superlative? Yes. In comparative, we will add ER, calmer, and in superlative, calmest. Now, with.
Wettest and wettest, but teacher, we're gonna more wet
and what? Why? Listen, Sarah, listen to me, Sarah Yasser. I told you we will add ER and EST when we have 1 or 2 syllables. So check with you. I have only 1 syllable, so for sure I will not use more and most. When I have more than 2 syllables, I will use more and most.
Teacher, we're gonna double the last letter.
Excellent, Lojane. We will double the T because I have one syllable and consonant, vowel, consonant. So, wetter and wettest. Now, frightening. Frightening. Yes, what do you think, Sir?
More frightening.
Now I will use more because I have more than 2 syllables. More frightening, and in the superlative,
Most frightening.
most frightening. Now, exciting.
More exciting.
Exciting. So I have more than 2 syllables. So I will say more exciting and
More.
exciting. Next question. Write the correct forms of the adjective into bracket to complete the sentence.
Okay.
Israel Bradbury, sorry, famous than Jules Verne was. If we want to compare, here we are comparing between what?
More.
Comparative or
Two
superlative? Two.
Comparative.
Two.
Comparative.
Comparative, exactly. So what I will do here, I will add either or more. More for sure, more. I have more than 2 syllables, so I will add more. Readers might think Jules Verne was the lucky science fiction of all.
Luckiest. Luckiest.
Comparing
Yes.
between 2 or more than 2?
More than 2.
More than 2. This is superlative, right?
Yes.
What is the correct answer?
Luckiest.
Luckiest.
Yes.
Yes, but notice here, what do we have at the end?
We will change it.
We will make it
Change
I.
it to I.
Yes,
We'll
why?
change it
Because
to
because we have 2 syllables and the second syllable ends with Y before it consonant. So lucky.
So we will change it with ST.
EST and YI. Now, this one writes good fiction than Lewis
Better.
Carroll.
Better.
Perfect, yeah, Lajane. Better. Why better?
Because it's irregular.
Perfect. Irregular. I told you bad and good are irregular adjectives, so we will choose the complete word when we are making it superlative or comparative. By the way, here comparative. We are comparing between 2 authors. Now, 16. Guess what? Important legacy of all was his influence on 20th century science.
Most important. Most important.
Why did he use most?
Because it's 2 syllabic. Two syllabic word.
Okay, because I have more than 2 syllables. Why did he use most, not more?
Because it's superlative instead of all.
Excellent, because here is superlative. I'm comparing between more than 2. Most important. So proud of you, grade 5. The rest of the class, try to participate with me. Now, next question. And page 378. 378. 378.
Fierce.
Okay. What shall we do here?
Okay, we will do like more.
Complete the table, add EREST, more, most needed. Let's do it quickly.
Like the first one that we did.
Yes.
Fierce.
He's
Most fierce. Wait. More.
What do you think fierce?
More fierce.
Why more fierce?
Because
I have 2 syllables here only.
most.
Fiercer.
Fiercer.
Seems like it.
Most fierce. Fierce. Yes, fierce.
Fiercer, and in superlative, fiercer. Fiercer. Now, small,
Smaller, smallest.
smallest. Ridiculous,
More ridiculous. More ridiculous.
more ridiculous, most ridiculous. Very good. I see.
ICS.
ICR, and here we will change the Y into I, don't forget that, and ICS.
ICS.
Yes. Now hot,
Hotter.
and don't forget to what? To double the
T.
yes. Double the T. Next question. Underline the adjective from in bracket to complete each sentence correctly. Which dinosaur was the strongest? Which dinosaur was
Strongest.
stronger or strongest of all?
Strongest. Because it's superlative.
Strongest, because I have all. So more than
Ankylosaurus.
It's
Triceratops. This is the name of a dinosaur. Had more dangerous, most dangerous,
more
Dangerous.
until than the Tyrannosaurus. I'm comparing
More
between two,
dangerous.
so your answer is correct. More. However, the Tyrannosaurus probably had the greater or
Greatest
of all dinosaurs.
greatest teacher.
Greatest. In this kind of question, it's very important to complete the whole sentence. Okay. Oh yes. Now, Bill has a larger or largest collection of dinosaur figures than I do.
Largest.
Larger.
Yes,
Larger, not
Wait, Bill has a larger.
because it's only
because I will explain why. Because I'm comparing between me and Bill. Bill has larger collection of dinosaur figures than I do. So I'm comparing between Bill and I. Clear?
Yes.
So this is why it's important to read the question well, okay? He has the more complete or most complete collection of anyone I know.
most,
Most, because here more than two. I'm saying collection of anyone I know, so all. Write the correct form of the adjective into bracket to complete the sentence. Number 16. You think description is, and the word is important than plot in a story?
more important.
More important.
More important. I'm comparing between description and plot. So more important.
I think.
Oh my God, why? It's supposed to be more important, not hottest, okay? I'm sorry, my mistake. Put it with good characters or the word is memorable. Then stories
More memorable.
thoughts.
More
memorable. Or I'm comparing here. I have interesting characters.
Most interesting.
Yes, because it's
Are the villains. Sorry?
Most interesting.
Most interesting. Most interesting characters of all. So I'm comparing between more than two. Okay.
Longer.
And I have long book may not be better than a shorter one.
A longer book.
Is longer. I'm comparing between two books. Now, the good books
better.
are the ones that make you think.
The best.
Better or best? What do you think?
Best.
For sure, best, because better when I'm comparing between two. best when I'm comparing more than two. So here I have superlative. So I will use best.
Best.
Do you have any question related to the lesson?
No, thank you, teacher.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Bye, teacher. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Also, you have a nice day. Don't forget.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Thank you so much, teacher. Bye.
Bye.